Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's Mod Manager. We got ourselves a lot of great ones, like some new Dungeons and Dragons subclasses, and they're ported over from Nexus mods by Havsglimt, so we got some really cool classes here. But we also got this outfit here, so you can play as Katana, basically, if you wanted to. So I guess we'll start off with this mod here. This is the Ninja Girl set mod by Scurvy, and yeah, basically, if you want to look like a Katana, you can use this mod. Scurvy also released the Excalibur and Dark Excalibur sword weapon mod here, so another great mod. And Scurvy's in pretty much every best mods of the week video, because they have always put out something awesome every single week. So this is this week's additions to Baldur's Gate 3. Then we also got ourselves a Swashbuckler. This mod was by Poisey Libre here, and it basically turns Boo into a pirate. I love this. There's so many great mods for Boo. I love Boo, so this is something really funny. He's got a little Belm sword on his side there. This is awesome. So I just wanted to include this one in the start because I love fun mods like this. A few weeks ago, the Coquette Boo here was added by Poisey Libre. So yeah, just another awesome mod. It's pretty fun. But getting into the subclasses by Havsglimt here. First, we got ourselves Hedge Mage. I guess I'll go through them just quick, rapid fire. We got the Hedge Mage. We also got ourselves the Grim Surgeon Rogue subclass, which is like a healer rogue. And we got ourselves the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. This is actually released the other week. I was having issues with it last week, but this is awesome. I was surprised they didn't include this subclass for the Sorcerer in Baldur's Gate 3 itself, but this fits perfectly. We also got the Night Domain Cleric subclass mod, the Eldritch Domain Cleric, and the Grave Domain Cleric. In addition, there's also the Misfortune Bringer Rogue, the Debonair Rogue, and also Circle of Blood Druid. And we got ourselves the Circle of the Winter Druid 2, the Path of the Corpse Eater Barbarian, and the College of Tragedy Bard, and also the Lunar Sorcery Sorcerer. There's a lot of them. And also, I guess that was the end of it, but crazy amount of mods. Lunar Sorcery, College of Tragedy, Corpse Eater Barbarian, Circle of Winter, Circle of Blood, Debonair, Misfortune Bringer, Grave Domain, Eldritch Domain, Night Domain, and Aberrant Mind. That's a lot of mods that got added. Oh, I guess and also the Grim Surgeon and the Hedge Mage. Crazy amount of mods here. I'll be breaking these down a little bit further in detail near the end of the video, just because there's just so much here to cover. Yeah, I could literally have made an hour-long video touching on each of these amazing subclass mods by Havsglimt. If you think that name sounds familiar, I bring them up quite frequently. They made the Oath of Conquest Paladin. This is the first of their mods that they ported over from Nexus mods to the Mod Manager. This one even made it to console, so if you're someone that plays on PlayStation 5 or Xbox, there's a potential that we could see their subclass mods come over, because we already got the college or the Conquest Paladin, but this is incredible. We also got, kind of aside from that, we got ourselves the AntiPaladin class mod. This one's pretty cool. So basically, this is like a paladin, but it's a half caster type class. Uses charisma, constitution saving throw proficiency. Very well done. And you also have two different subclasses with the Dreadnought, focus on unholy energy and necrotic damage, and the Frost Knight. So what I like about this is if you're a fan of Death Knight style classes, like if you play World of Warcraft and you know the Death Knight, this is somewhat similar to that. We have had a few different Death Knight class mods, but this one is one that feels less branded, and I think that's awesome. So yeah, it's got some fun abilities here, like stacking necrotic damage on your attacks. You can deal additional damage to intimidated enemies. It feels like an actual class mod with a lot of thought and care put into it. So this is made by Soifu here. Really cool mod. And we also got ourselves additional fighting styles. This mod is made by the Wailing Bard, who's another creator who's made a ton of fantastic mods, and pretty much every single week is putting out just pure fire in terms of mods, but this adds more fighting styles. And I'll just break them down for you guys here. So we got ones for the Fighter and the Paladin, the Berserker Gang. You enter a state of reckless ambition. Once per turn, you can give yourself advantage on a single melee weapon attack, but doing so will reduce your armor class by 2 until your next turn. We also have the Fighter and Paladin classical swordplay. When wielding a finesse weapon in one hand and not wearing heavy armor or shield, you get a +1 to your melee attack rolls and your armor class. Featherweight fighting. When wielding only light weapons, your movement speed is increased by 3 meters. If you're not wearing medium or heavy armor, these weapons also do a +1 damage for fighters and rangers. There's also the heavyweight fighting. When we ever using a two-handed weapon or a heavy crossbow, you can use the weight of the weapon to roll shoves with advantage and get a +1 to the damage. That one's really cool. I think actually all of these are very interesting in how they work. Melee marksman for fighter and ranger. When one hostile creature is within 1.5 meters of you and you don't have disadvantage while making a ranged weapon attack against them, after a ranged weapon attack, while within 1.5 meters of your target, you can bash them with your ranged weapon as a bonus action, dealing 1d4 plus strength bludgeoning damage. The Pit Fighting. Tridents do +1 damage, and when you have a hand free, you can make a special net attack you can use to restrain your foes. These net attacks are usually made with disadvantage, but successfully ensnared foe is easy for the pickings and the rest of the party. For fighters, in tabletop, this would buff nets a bit more. I reduced it because nets have gone from a standard weapon to something only you can do. Feel free to give me feedback on how it feels. So let the Wailing Bard know. Also, Shield Warrior. You can treat your shield as a melee weapon, dealing a 2d4 plus strength damage if you're not wielding a second melee weapon alongside it. Your shield's damage increases by 1. You gain a +1 armor class for fighters and paladin. And finally, Strongbow. You can use your strength instead of dexterity for attack and damage rolls with short bows and long bows for fighters, paladins, and rangers. So, awesome. We got another amazing mod by the Wailing Bard. They have actually a very extensive list of great mods, so I recommend checking out their mods. And we also got ourselves single color dyes. I like this a lot as someone that you see in all my videos. I change the color of my outfits all the time just to make them feel more thematic or cool. This is just straightforward. If you want all blue on your outfit, all blue dye, all red dye, etc. This mod was made by MW Radier. And yeah, this is awesome. Just another great dye mod. Also, Elminster. Not Elminster's big naturals, but it gives you Elminster's face, Elminster's beard, so you can roleplay as a great wizard if you'd like as well. This mod is made by Elmvic, great for fans of the wizard. We also got ourselves the Mantis Lee preset collection, body type 1 and 2. So to show off what this looks like, we got the Lapine here, so you can put this on. It's got some interesting different ears here. It's good for something new if you're looking for something a little bit different for your characters. That's it. Oh. So this is what they look like here. So you got that face there. We got this one as well, and this one too, and this one here. So yeah, the Soleil face, Lapine, that's the one that I showed off there, and then the Lune face there. So Eclipse has made a lot of really great mods. They're pretty much in the best mods of the week every single week just because they put out a lot of great things. And we also got ourselves the Softs Mashup Hairs mod. So this mod made by Paisley Park. You got different hairstyles like this one here. So it's kind of like a mashup of different hairstyles. I just like the more options for people and just want to showcase these in case you're seemingly interested in it. So that's an Unfeathered Jahara hair mod. Neverwinter Bakery, layered cascade there, top knot alternative. So this one gives you that top braid there with the little hair, and this one gives you the little bangs in your face. And then there's also this one here, so kind of cool. Again, just want to cover these mods for people that are interested. And we also got mods that are going to reskin the Hound of Ill Omen. So the new subclasses in patch 8. So we got this one here, changes the appearance of the dog to the Squire or to the Shadow Mastiff here. So just a simple reskin of the dog. And also on top of that, there's another one here, which this is by Azazel was taken. This changes the colors to more purple, which I think actually works very well for the Shadow Sorcerer. So I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of all their mods. Every time they put out something, I'm usually liking it because it just changes how a lot of the characters look. Like previously, I covered this one, which changed Mistra to look like this is what she normally looks like to make it look like that. So yeah, a lot of great overhauls of the appearances in the game. Then we also got this mod here, Granny's Elixir. So this basically has different elixirs. This gives you the Illithid Awaken ability. This gives you the Brand of the Absolute. This one gives you the Forbidden Knowledge of the Fae. And this one gives you the +2 to Strength, the elixir you get there. So yeah, they have pretty much all the elixirs that you could get in the game. And it's really nice just to have this in one mod. As for the subclasses previously mentioned, I want to show off here the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. So this one, as I mentioned, it feels like it could have been in Baldur's Gate 3 itself. The Mind Flayer Tadpole has wrapped its tendrils around your mind, is unnaturally powerful. Will this power shine from you as a hopeful beacon for others, or will it be a source for terror for those who feel the stab of your mind and witness the strange manifestations of your might? So the Mind Sliver cantrip here. This is a Dungeons & Dragons cantrip. You may know it from Mistress Spells, which I don't have installed right now. So you can see there, it's actually part of this class mod. You get Arms of Hadar, Dissonant Whispers, and subclass features Sonic spells. You learn an additional spell at level 1 when you pick this class, and at levels 3, 5, 7, and 9. Beginning at 6th level, you can cast these spells by expending a spell slot as normal or by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level. And the Illithid Hunger. When you land a critical hit against a creature, the creature and any other nearby enemies must succeed a wisdom saving throw or become frightened until the end of their next turns. Kind of similar to the Mortal Reminder from the Great Old One Warlock. And yeah, incredible. So for the spells that we get at level 3, you get Calm Emotions and Detect Thoughts. Once we get to level 5, we get the Hunger of Hadar and Fear spells, 2 very powerful concentration-based spells. At level 6, we get the Psionic Sorcery, which basically whenever you get those psionic spells, you can use your spell, you can use sorcery points equal to the spell's level, and you can then cast it while being silenced. And there's also Psychic Defense and giving resistance to psychic damage, which is actually very powerful in this game, and you get advantage against being charmed and frightened. At level 7, we get the subclass feature Psionic Sorcery 2. Basically the same thing as the last one. And then also the Ever's Black Tentacles and Summon Beholderkin. So summon forth a Beholderkin that can cast Eye Ray. It has a starting health of 40 health and increase it by 10 for each spell level above the 4th level. So the Psionic Sorceries is basically to implement it for these new spells that we get. So we got ourselves Dominate Person and Telekinesis at level 9 here. And then we also get the Revelation in Flesh, allowing us to transform our body, and there's 3 different abilities. So one will give us the Baron Flight, getting flight speed of 9 meters and the ability to hover, ignoring resistances in difficult terrain. A Baron Scrutiny, your dice turn pitch black, giving you dark vision up to 32 meters, and you can perceive darkness or invisible creatures. A Baron Slithering, your body and equipment you're wearing, carrying become slimy and pliable, allowing you to move through small openings and evade any attempt to throw or shove you. So yeah, pretty crazy. This mod also has upwards of level 20 support, like all other mods, so that's really, really cool. I like this Summon Beholderkin spell here, so you can go ahead with summoning this in. Boom, you got yourself a summon. It's awesome. I love the spectators. And then it's got its Eye Ray attack there, which does a 1d8 plus 7 psychic damage. Don't do the melee attack with it. It's just mostly there for shooting off with its eye beams. Really cool. I love the model they use for this, despite this enemy not being very common in the game itself. It's now utilized well with this here, so that in itself is really cool. But those Psionic Energy die are nice, because then you can use that to use your sorcery points to cast spells for free, basically. And then the Mind Sliver cantrip also being really nice. It's a lot for me to cover every single one of these class mods, because they got so many abilities. This is so very well done by Havsglimt here. They got bonus spells, they got support up to level 20. You can see there's so much to get from all of these. I will probably do a future video where I break down all of these, but I just don't want to make this video end up being an hour long. And yeah, there's been a lot of great mods this week. Getting all of these mods here from Havsglimt has been amazing. Because hey, if you're a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, there's probably a class mod here that you wanted to have in the base game itself, and you can play with it. And the thing is, these mods actually do feel like they are made by like Larian. They're that high quality. And the fact that they got support up to level 20 feels perfect with the amount of people that use mods that have the level 20 mod. This actually gives you the full benefit here. It's crazy. Like, I, again, could have been speaking on these mods for a very long time, but yeah, check them out if they sound interesting to you. I'll have the links all posted in the description as well for this entire video. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.